Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Ross Sr. And this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody out there that is listening. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in and listening and supporting the Ross Cloud Podcast. Listen, we are here at the Benton Convention Center right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at the National Black Theater Festival. And I'm telling you, if you're not here, you need to hurry up and get here. We only got a couple of days left here at the National Black Theater Festival. So listen, I have two special guests here in the building. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Tell us who you are.
Yes, my name is Beverly Plamer. I work for the Winston Center for County School at an alternative school, the Kingswood School, where we help children that's challenged. You know, there's things that's going through their life. I also work for a Sure House Level 3 group home, which I work with kids whose challenges there as well.
Absolutely. And your guests?
Hi, I'm Reashard Norwood Sr. I am the cousin of Sylvia Sprinkle Hamlin.
Right on.
I have been honored to be able to be a part of the Black Festival since I was a child.
Sure.
And I'm very grateful that she has poured into my life and gave me the opportunity to be able to be a mature man as well as a husband and a father. And I'm just very grateful for that. I also work for Winston-Salem County Schools. I am a MTSS coordinator along with a reading interventionist position that I have there. I also work at a Sure House Level 3 group home.
Beautiful.
And I'm also a football coach at Carver High School, as I maintain that position there for about 8 years now.
Awesome. Can you tell us how important literacy is for us and in our communities?
Literacy, we really need it in our communities as far as the kids and as well as the parents.
Okay.
Because some of the parents, they don't have some of the literacy skills to help their kids perform well in school.
Okay.
And as us educators, it makes it a little bit much harder if you have a child really in middle school and they still read on a second or third grade level, and the school is wanting us to bring them up to code when it's hard. But I will let my cousin Norwood, since he's a reading interventionist, elaborate a little bit more on that.
Sure thing. Go ahead, brother.
All right. If you ever heard of Read to Achieve that our Winston-Salem County Schools have, that they take a third grade test, and this test is indicative of where our children will be in the future.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is they build prisons right now based on reading scores that our scholars achieve. And have you ever heard the name Michael Jordan? Not the
Yes.
NBA player, but he had tried to sue our government because the prisons weren't being filled up fast enough based on those statistics.
Gotcha.
So literacy is very important in our communities. And another background knowledge about that is our legislators who make laws every day, they base this on literacy because the laws that they create, our scholars won't be able, specifically our black scholars, won't be able to understand and comprehend how to navigate around these laws based on their reading and comprehension.
Exactly. And a lot of things is put into the reading content. You really have to understand what's been said. Like, you have to understand what people are saying when they're talking to you. These little words like is, buts, and ands, it can change the whole diameter of what you're talking about or what you're reading about. So parents, we need to all get on board with our kids. Please, please, please. Things that we do, we can set that aside and take time out for our kids, especially if we're one of the ones that we don't have a job at during the daytime.
Yes.
Certain things, get your life prepared during the day, get your house prepared, get things prepared for when your child come home so you will be able to work with your child then. And after maybe 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, once you get your kids prepared, get done what needs to be done, you can have your time. But remember to focus on literating our kids. They need the literacy. We need to take the time out and put what's right and forthcoming, which is our children.
Correct.
And their education.
So how can the kids in our community get involved with these programs?
Well, first and foremost, the programs that are available, you need to reach out to your school counselors. They have a lot of resources out there. PTA we need to get more involved in PTA. I seen a meme on social media once before. They had a lot of our black community, people from our black communities lined up to buy Air Jordans. But then they had a picture that compared to that where a PTA meeting had little to no of our no parents in that meeting. So they have a lot of input in the school system that they don't know about, but they don't take advantage of it.
Right.
And a lot of this got a lot to do with a lot of whitewashing.
Talk about it.
Yes.
A lot of different things such as marginalization.
Yes.
Things like that. So we need to be able to find our happy medium there with our time, because I know a lot of our parents, like myself, work a lot of different jobs, so we can't always be there for our parents.
That's right.
I mean, for our children.
I love this. I love this.
At the same time,
Go
we
ahead.
need to be able to prioritize that. They need to be a priority.
Yes.
I know a lot of our priorities now is entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and we need to put that aside and understand that there's nothing wrong with entertainment and enrichment.
Sure.
We have to be more purposeful with this and build on that foundation for our children's future.
So speaking of whitewashing, I would like to hear your perspective, because I like the way you're talking, brother. I would like to hear your perspective on Juneteenth and the whitewashing of Juneteenth, although we're very happy that this day has come. But I would like to hear your perspective on that, as you alluded to earlier about whitewashing. Can you talk about that, and also talk about the month of August, the different things, activism, and the different things that have happened in the month of August? I think we call it Black August, if I'm not mistaken. Can you talk a little bit more about that as we talk about the whitewashing portion as it pertains to things that we hold near and dear to us, like Juneteenth?
Okay. Well, I hadn't done a lot of, I hadn't heard a lot of things about Juneteenth as far as its origin.
Yes.
Okay,
But
got you.
I have seen a lot of, like we said, whitewashing, where
Yes.
they're using that to monetize it against us.
Yes.
That's right.
You know, so I see it from that perspective.
Sure.
So if we're going to embrace things, we need to make sure we have a more objective point of view when we're speaking about these things,
Yes.
and bring more
Yes.
dates and facts to the table.
Yes.
And supporting these things, and not use it as a monetary gain, because a lot of cultures have gained a lot of monetary gains from
Yes.
the black people.
Sure,
They find back.
to capitalize
If you look
off
at
it.
it,
Yes.
if you look at it, we have contributed to a lot of cultures from billions and billions of dollars.
Yes.
And nothing
Yeah.
comes back to the community.
Sure
So we got to
does.
figure out a way to be able to pour back into our communities. As I heard a storyteller at the earlier convention that we went to, saying how we're getting what did she say? Cuz she was talking about gentrification.
Yeah, gentrification,
Okay.
how they're coming to our neighborhood.
Sure.
And they're regentrificating. They're making it more unaffordable for us to live in.
Gotcha, yes.
I'm used to paying $800 out in Renault Road area, or $900 or $1,000.
Sure.
Now they're bringing it to our communities, the East Winston.
Yeah.
Who can afford to pay that type of rent over there at East Winston? I know that they have regentrificated downtown area, which is
Sure.
beautiful.
Okay,
I'm
yes.
not going to lack it, because I love coming downtown
Sure.
and exploring downtown, especially
Sure.
with my grandkids.
Yes.
But then again, the level of living and how they split it up, the sections of the of downtown by putting expressways to divide everything up.
That's the dash between Winston and Salem. If you go back and do your
Yes.
research,
Come on,
that's
talk
the
about
dash
it. Talk
between-
about it.
Yes, it is. And if you come, the farther you come up 4th Street or 3rd Street, it's a median. It was never a median on Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Now you have to go down Martin Luther King if you want to come back up. You cannot cross over. So, to me, this has been going on. This is not, they just decide, okay, we're going to do
Sure.
this. They have been putting this in the making over 30 years ago. And my boss lady at the Sure House Group Home said it. Liberty Street is not being regentrified for us. It's for something else. It's other plans, and we're not included in them plans. So that's why I say, black people, we need to get educated, because the more we out here and acting uncivilized, we're doing all these things that's not being educated for our family.
Yes.
Or anything. It's going to hurt us in the end. What are we going to have for our kids to look back on when they get old and walking down? Oh, I remember this used to be a park, but now this is a $500,000 condominium I can't afford to live in, and
Sure.
I grew up in this neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Come on, parents, you know, when I know sometimes our kids get on our nerves, and we might have more than we can bear, but the Bible says he's not going to put more on you than you can bear.
Gotcha.
But then again, you made the choice to sit up here and have multiple kids or something that you're saying. Oh, okay.
Okay. So in closing, no, you're fine, sister. You're fine. It's good we're having this conversation. I don't have a problem with it.
I just want to put it out there.
That's fine.
Parents, we having these kids. We're not taking care of. We're leaving the kids to be taken care of by the siblings while we're out doing stuff. No, you take care of your kids. You go out there and get you a job. I don't care if you got to mop a floor. You got to take somebody's order. You got to tell them blue light special.
All right. In closing.
She a bully.
I'm not no bully. I'm just saying what's right. What we have to do.
Listen, we only have a short limit of time, okay? and listen, I hear your passion from the both of you. I hear the passion coming out of you. So I'm not cutting off your passion, but we just have a limited amount of time that we can use.
And this is from educators who's talking like this.
Correct. So now this is what I want to say. This platform was created to motivate and to inspire, to help others become better. So in closing, could the both of you say something to empower the next generation to become better, but also have an awareness to be vigilant and recognize what's going on in our society on today? Can you guys just say something real quick to empower somebody?
Yes.
In your own words.
Okay, my own words. Empowerment. The first thing that I can suggest is to pray. That right there is the best empowerment of all. If you keep praying, it can lead you into the right direction that you want to go. But don't stray away from your goals. Keep it realistic for yourself, and as you go along, you can add more on to your goals.
Yes.
But don't put more on than you can accomplish at one time. And remember, our youth, your children, are number one.
All right. Okay, brother.
I'd like to piggyback off what Beverly said.
Okay.
First and foremost, keep God first.
Yes.
And second of all, if we look back at slavery, black folks were made to hate each other. You know, we cross paths and we look at one another in such an evil way.
Yes.
We need to change that narrative.
Yes.
We need to be able to iron sharpens iron. Whenever we come across a brother or sister who we may not know, let's share some ideas.
Yes.
Let's communicate with one another and build with one another. Let's create equity.
Yes.
So equality can come from that.
Yes.
So I would say, guys, girls, ladies, women, let's come together. Let's be better sisters and brothers in this world today, and let's improve one another's lifestyle.
Because remember, it takes a village to raise all of our children.
All right. I hope you guys have learned something today that can help you become a better you. This is the Rose Cloud Podcast, and again, we're coming live and direct right here at the National Black Theater Festival right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and it is fantastic. Keep making it great and have a great day. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
And look.